What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mongol Show, sponsored by Roughneck Scarves. I'm Mike. With me is Kev and Riverhounds keeper and Golden Glove winner, Danny Vitiello. Danny, thanks for joining us, man.
Of course. I'm happy to be here. I'm a big fan of the show. I was listening a little bit in the off season, so
stop it. No, you weren't.
Yeah.
How
with you guys?
How was your Easter? How was your weekend?
It was good. We had training, which is the best part of my day every day, playing soccer for a living. I mean, it's great, especially on Easter. It's a little celebratory. You get to hang out with your friends. Train, and it was great. I was happy, and then came home, made some dinner, made a good dinner, and then just hung out. Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, I guess I'll pick up with the first question here. So last season you came in as a backup. Well, I mean, I guess we would probably perceive it as backup to Thomas Gomez because of his previous history with the club in Lille. Thomas won Golden Glove in 2016, 2017 in Rochester. What was it like coming in knowing that you had to compete for your place? And I guess what's that situation being like? I think Lille has shown, at least while in Pittsburgh, a willingness to rotate at the keeper position. So I guess what was your mentality going into last season, knowing that you had to kind of fight for your spot against someone like the caliber of Thomas?
Yeah, I mean, goalkeeper in any sport is a unique position. I mean, there's only one guy that can play, and that's what we signed up for. You just got to go in with mentality to compete and work hard and try your best every day in training, to get that opportunity to play in a game. And like you said, Bob gives chances to goalkeepers and young players throughout the whole team. So if you show that you're working hard and the ability in training, you're going to get your shot. And it's just what you do with your opportunity, to be able to get game time and compete for that starting spot.
Is that something? What does he give you feedback like during training or one-on-one or in the locker room, or is it kind of you're flying blind and then you see, the starting 11 posted and you see your name on the list? How much feedback are you getting of like, you're doing the right things, you're going to get your shot against, Red Bulls or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, usually we'll find out a couple of days before the game who's playing. And yeah, I mean, throughout training, you're gonna get feedback from him, whether it's good or bad, and what you need to work on and stuff. And he's always wanting you to improve, no matter if you're playing or if you're second or you're third, which is a good thing. But yeah, we usually have a good head start on who's going to play at the weekend or the next game, just so we're ready and we know what we're getting into.
Talk us through sort of your headspace a little bit, though. So you're coming into this spot. Are you the kind of guy that's like, nope, I'm taking that number one spot from the beginning? Or were you more like, I'm going to settle in and sort of see how things shake out? Are you just like going to be the guy that grabs it, or are you just going to sort of play a role?
I mean, I don't want to say that I would ever play a role. I'm going to try and get the best out of myself no matter what. And whatever my goal is, which is always to play, I'm going to try and achieve that goal no matter the amount of work it takes. So whatever I got to do in order to try and achieve that and be the guy to play 90 minutes at the weekend, I want to try and do in training. My head's always, a straight line, like trying to, work hard in training, get the best out of myself for myself and the other keepers to get the most out of each other. And, always trying to, get myself to the very top of the list on a Saturday or Sunday.
Sweet. I love it. We were talking a little bit off air about sort of last season and how sort of it was definitely a weird season. We were talking about nobody in the stands. Talk us through that a little bit. Were you guys, we know a lot of leagues and teams were doing like bubbles. I didn't get the sense that you guys were necessarily bubbled, but just what was the overall feeling as a player going through all of that last year?
I mean, it was super strange. I mean, we had 6 weeks of preseason that all of a sudden got halted because of coronavirus. And we honestly didn't really know much about the coronavirus at the time. We didn't know we knew how easy it would spread, and we didn't know who had it or who didn't have it. So of course it was a scary time. And then we had that break, which is unheard of in the soccer world, of 2 months without playing at all, going our separate ways and doing our own thing for 2 months. Yeah, and it was super strange. We were fortunately able to play, which we didn't know if we were even going to be able to have a season. But fortunately, we were able to come back and be able to play, get tested each week. Try and get a hold of it before it even started. And then once we started playing, no fans in the stadium, which is unheard of in the soccer world. The fans are a huge part of the game. We were talking about it before we started. We go to a Red Bulls arena, where I was able to play my first game, and never playing without fans before. It's insane, me yelling and being able to almost hear myself, coming back, echoing at myself, and being able to hear the other keeper screaming at their back line. But it was definitely a strange year. Thankful that we were able to play a season. And it was a mess at first, but we were able to get a hold of it for sure.
Is there any part of you that, I don't want to say is going to miss any little piece of that? Like, obviously communication is probably easier when there's no fans there, but is it really that hard when there are fans there?
I mean, it depends how you go. I mean, just the overall feeling of the game, like it feels like you should have fans there, whether you're away or home. I mean, home, if you're home, the fans are pushing you to, get the best out of you. And when you're away, it's the opposite. Getting heckled by fans. Some players might like that, especially a guy like me. Like I like to hear fans in the stadium personally, no matter if it's home or away. But it's definitely a different feel to the game when there is fans and when there's not.
So you talked a bit about it already with your first appearance being at Red Bulls. I remember trying to cast my mind back to that game. I remember you had, and you'll know this a hell of a lot better than I will, but I remember thinking you had a really good game, but still, a couple goals went in. We know there were competition there for the keeper position. When did you think that you had established yourself as the number one keeper? Can you remember a point in the game? Because I particularly remember that Red Bulls. Like, did you save a pen or something? I can't remember.
No, we lost 2-1. Unfortunately, they scored a penalty in like extra time or something. I mean, I never really thought of it like that, like establishing myself as number one. Going back to kind of the first question, like I always want to work hard in training and get the best out of myself in order to show that I can play at the weekend, or be there for the team and be counted on by the team. I mean, we went on that run of games of, I think it was like 500 or 600 minutes of shutouts where I played most of them. But
yeah, surely at that point, come on, you're like.
I mean, even then, there was still a question. I mean, I still wanted to work hard in training. You never know what happens. You never want to lose that spot. So, I mean, I took it day by day and, tried my best throughout training, to get the best out of myself to, see my name on the team sheet on the weekend.
But to set Mike's next question up here maybe a little bit, I can guess your answer based off of the personality you've already displayed so far in this. But was there a point in the season where you start that Golden Glove trophy starts creeping in your head, and you start looking at the upcoming fixtures, and you start thinking like, all right, I got to beat out this next keeper?
I mean, honestly, I didn't even know I was like in the, because I didn't even know what the minutes, how many minutes I had to have or whatever, because me and Tomas had similar minutes. But I think I didn't really try and think of it too much, but I think after one game, I forget who it was, but someone brought it up to me, and I was like, I didn't know, like, am I even in the running for it? Am I allowed to win it? And I even told him, I was like, you might have just jinxed it, like, like now I don't know. But I mean, we had a great team last year. I mean, even when Tomas was in net, I don't even think I think he was in the running for it when he was playing. So
Yeah.
it goes out to the team really at first, how strong we were defensively and as a unit, and how strong our system was, for teams how hard it was for teams to break us down.
I'm very interested. Is there actually a Golden Glove that they sent you? And do you have it?
No,
is it a thing?
No, I don't have it. Maybe coronavirus, I don't know, something with that. But I mean, again, it's a team award. So if they do bring it, I hope it's in a Pittsburgh glass case or something.
You have all the right answers, man. My next question was gonna be like, where are you gonna put it? Like on your mantle, or like you're like, put it in the team office. Look at you.
I have pictures, but all
right. So yeah, I guess maybe can you talk a little bit about what training has been like in this off season, with, I guess, coming out of the season, the unusual season that was last season, and then going into this preseason. I mean, I don't know if like COVID policies are still influencing how you guys get to interact or train with each other. And then, with the knowledge and excitement around the possibility of fans being in the stadium in the season and that being kind of a different season from last season, how is all of that kind of influencing the preseason training so far?
I mean, over the offseason, the offseason was weird from past off seasons. Gyms weren't really open. I mean, my complex, I had a apartment complex in Nashville where I was able to use their gym. Did a lot of running, and then whenever possible, I was training with another goalkeeper down in Nashville, another professional keeper. But even then, like I wasn't training every day. Unfortunately, in past off seasons, I was able to get together with even field players where we were able to play some small sided, and keep in shape and keep sharp that way. And then this off season was just really trying to stay fit, just to get ready for preseason here, and kind of letting our goalkeeper coach and coaches here kind of take the reins on getting us sharper. I mean, I was trying to do as much goalkeeper stuff as possible with whatever fields were open in Nashville, but
Was it like what kind of fields were open? Like I'm guessing. I mean, you already sent the apartment complex you were at had the gym, and I guess you were lucky enough to hook up with another professional goalkeeper. Yeah. How much of that would be different from the previous off season? Like, was it significantly difficult, or were there days man, I wish I can just get on the field and just do some training in that way, but you just couldn't?
Yeah, I mean, there was days where my friend in Nashville couldn't train, and I was kind of just I wish I had someone where he could just literally kick balls at me. I mean, I have my fiance who can strike a pretty good ball, but unfortunately she can't kick it like a Dequa or but
you can, yeah.
I mean, she can try, but I don't. I mean, it's close. It might be close, but. I mean, yeah, there's days where unfortunately I had to use the treadmill when I wanted to be hitting the ground and catching soccer balls. So it was tough that way. But honestly, you just gotta figure it out and stay in shape the best way possible. And that's the way I did it. It was just running and going on the treadmill and stuff like that.
Yeah. So we talked a little bit about how last season, it sort of felt like coming into it, Gomez might be sort of the favorite number one. And it feels like the narrative is completely flipped this season. Now you're coming in, it feels like, as the favorite. So how do you approach that thinking, I mean, talking to you, you're like, I'm always going to try to push for the number, knowing that someone's behind you thinking the same thing. So how do you approach this off? I mean, do you think about it any differently, or how do you prepare for that?
No, I mean, I didn't think about it. I mean, again, I'm just gonna go to training every day and work hard. And we have two great other keepers in Chris and Jake. They're great keepers. I've enjoyed training with them the past week, 2 weeks. But that's ultimately our goal, is to just push each other and push ourselves into being the best keepers we can be, the best goalkeeper group in the league. And if we do that, you know, we're gonna go good places as a team. I've been in places, I was in Nashville when Matt Pickens won the Golden Glove. You know, and he said it as a 38-year-old, that it takes a whole group to you know, win awards and win championships and further the season. So I mean, it all goes back to that, just working hard in training, getting the most out of each other, and you know, competing at the end of the day.
I mean, so you've talked a bit. You know, I think my previous question, you talked a little bit about like off season versus preseason. I guess in a general sense, I'll ask just how preseason has been going this year, and then maybe more specifically, I think when we get the chance, we ask a lot of other Riverhounds players this as well. But in a preseason where you know, you have a lot of trialists coming in and out, you have, you know, signings happening at different moments. You know, you might start a preseason with half of a full roster or 3/4 of a full roster. What's that like, kind of interacting with people kind of coming in and out and kind of not knowing who's going to be around, not knowing how these kind of play styles develop and who you need to start like kind of, you know, collaborating with in a team sense?
Yeah, I mean, it gets hard getting used to, but you know, everyone's trying to learn from each other, and then someone else comes in. I mean, it's just getting that person to learn as quick as possible to fit the system for the days to come. You know, if their opportunity comes, it comes. But at the end of the day, each and every player needs to learn the system. You know, needs to learn off everyone that's involved in the team, and you know, learn the way the Riverhounds play. No matter if they're a trialist or a part of the team already, you know, every day you're expected to be at your best level of play. You know, learning as well as adapting to everything. And that's what we're doing this preseason. We're learning from each other. We're learning how each individual plays, and just getting used to, you know, the way we want to play this year, which is how we usually play with the system with Coach Bob. You know, just trying to get everyone on the same page as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I get a sense that Coach Lilly would demand nothing less. He seems like a pretty demanding figure, especially in the preseason. So, yeah, it's good to hear.
As we get into a bunch of the preseason questions, if anybody has a question, feel free to hit us up in the comments on either YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. We got one here from Ben that we're going to put up on the screen. Trialist that's most impressed so far in the preseason. So, Danny, has there been somebody that's on trial that you're looking at and going, man, if he's not with us, he's going to go somewhere else and do something special?
I mean, like most of them are high level players that have even played in the league before. I mean, Jabril Peters. I mean, he's huge center back who's done well so far. I mean, I like him as a center back.
Do you mean literally huge, like big dude?
Okay. Like giant. But he's shown pretty well. We have some others as well. Rodney he's been doing well. He plays up top. He did well in the first preseason game, but yeah, everyone's seems up to par, you know, with us and able to play at this level. You know, it's just who's going to get the call, you know, and who's going to be ready for the next preseason game, which is tomorrow, and who can impress the best.
Okay, so there's some names to keep an eye out for. We know that sort of the cycle of how long players sort of stay with teams, especially in the USL, it's not very long. So this being your second season, you're almost like a veteran of the Hounds. Do you feel that urge to like step in and take other guys under your wing, or is it still guys like Kenny or Jordan that have been here for a while that do that?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to take some guys under my wing. I mean, I've had guys my first 2 years, you know, there's been Matt Pickens, Connor Sparrow, even Tomas, who have kind of taught me the way of what it takes to be pro. So whatever guy that I see needs a little push, or whoever wants my advice, I'd be happy to do that and put my arm my arm around them and kind of lead them the way to further their career and prolong it.
We got another question. I'm guessing the answer here is Sabrina, but she just said, "Who's the loudest fan?" So thanks, Sabrina, for just watching and sharing. Do you ever hear, like, can you keep? Well, I was gonna say you didn't really have it last season, but looks like we may have lost Danny.
Yeah, he might have dropped out here.
That's all right. We'll see if we can get Danny back. But so far, like, he's had all the right answers. Like, I mean,
he's very well media trained.
Yeah.
he knows exactly what to say. There he is.
There he is.
Hey guys. No, I don't know what just happened. It just shut me out for some reason. I think my computer's a little slow.
No worries.
It might have. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. But
no worries. But have you ever had a situation where there's one fan that you could just hear over and over again in your ear, or do you tend to drown that stuff out?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the two that come straight to my head is Sabrina, my fiance, who asked that question. Thanks, honey. But yeah, her and my mom, of course, and then my dad probably also. It's always been them three, even since I was in high school. So it's always them. I could hear them loud and clear whenever they're saying something. I'm sure the TV can too. I'm sure I can point it out if.
Very nice. So, I mean, you talked a little bit about the players kind of coming in and out, and the players that you've interacted with in your previous seasons throughout your entire career. A fan favorite, I mean, on here and across the entire fan base of the Riverhounds has been Vanke Azil in the previous 3 seasons. As Michael mentioned, 3 seasons around in a USL team kind of makes you fairly established with the rate of turnover with a lot of teams. He was ever present last season. I think he had the most minutes out of any outfield player, maybe not keeper. You would know better than I would on that one. But what was it like to have Vanke Azil? I mean, I know he made first team all league or whatever. And he was such an important player in the system last year and such an important player since he's been here. And I guess maybe can you talk a little bit about the impact in your playing relationship with Vanke Azil and what you, I don't know, I don't want to put words in your mouth and why are you concerned he's not here, but he was a big player. We all love him. We were sad to see him go.
Well, I guess the other way to phrase that is that as fans, we sort of question who's the most vocal one back there? Like, was he the one sort of calling stuff, or do you call stuff? And is not having somebody like him going to change the way you approach what you do?
I mean, the overall position of a goalkeeper. I mean, you got to be communicating with your back line, and kind of organizing them at all times. So I mean, no matter who's in front of me, I'm going to be doing the same thing, probably yelling out instructions, yelling out who to mark and stuff like that. I mean, Tommy V, I mean, he just had just a great calming presence in person and in the game. I mean, you just knew he was going to get the job done whenever he was near or around the ball. I mean, he's a great player. He showed the last couple of years he's a top center back, top player in the league. But I don't think him leaving will have any problem with the Riverhounds. I mean, it's just going to be getting our center backs now to adapt to our system and learning how we want to play, and then we'll be okay from there. Yeah, I mean,
really quick side question. I get the sense that I probably, it could be a very short answer. Is there a difference in system that you prefer to play with? So like as a keeper, would you rather have like a 3 center back system, or would you rather have like 2 center backs with like, I don't know, full backs or wing backs or whatever?
No, I mean, I played throughout my career with multiple systems, the 3-5-2, 3-4-3, 4-4-2, 4-3-3. I mean, it works for me, whatever we want to play, whatever play style we want to play. They definitely have their different, looks. I mean, a 3-back, you would like to think that you're more dominant down the middle, with three guys in there. But I mean, no matter what, I have full trust that we'll be able to, get the job done in the back line and figure it out and learn and adapt no matter what we play.
I was gonna say, does it alter maybe like if you play like a 2 center back system in your head, are you thinking like, all right, I have to come out more and like claim crosses, or with 3 center backs, you're like, no, we got an extra body in there, they'll head it away. I can be a bit more, I can stay on my line more. Does anything like that come in your head?
No, not really. If anything, it's just really kind of like playing out of the back. In a 3-back, obviously you have the center back as the 6 in that scenario if I had the ball.
Yeah.
Where in a 4-back you'd have the midfielder as the 6. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I'm not going to change my play style. I'm still going to be coming out for crosses whether we play a 4 or a 3. Doesn't matter. Goalkeeper's job is a goalkeeper's job. And that's to keep the ball out of the net, claim crosses. Drive the ball, keep the ball. Just do your job no matter what is called for.
I appreciate it. I had to scratch my tactical itch, and now I did. So I appreciate that.
No, I get it.
I'm going to ask this next one sort of on behalf of the Steel Army, but we often ask players, especially along sort of the defensive line, when it comes to playing in front of the Steel Army or in front of fans, if you're having to deal with a set piece, if you're having to deal with a corner, you as a keeper, do you prefer it to be as loud as it possibly can be, or do you like to be able to communicate with people and that just sort of hampers that?
I mean, no matter what's going on, I still communicate with my back line. I'll still be trying to, give out instructions no matter what. I mean, I can't control the fans. I'm not gonna give them an answer and say, oh, I need you guys to be as loud as possible, or no, quiet. Trying to be like the quarterback in football, trying to shush them. But I mean, no matter what, I'm gonna be yelling. Whether I have to yell 20 times louder, I'm still gonna be giving out my instructions and making sure everyone's up to par and ready to clean up the set piece.
All the right answers, man. I'm telling you. Give us a prediction for this one. So for this upcoming year. And so the caveat for this could be a personal goal. Like oftentimes we'll have players on and we'll ask them, do you set personal goals? And sometimes yes, no, whatever. But it could be a personal goal, it could be a team goal, organizational goal, legal, anything. Like you're looking at the 2021 season. You guys, like you said, you got a game tomorrow, you got a game Saturday. Give us a prediction for what you think is going to happen this year.
I mean, I think it would be silly for anyone on our team to not think that we have enough to win a championship. I mean, this group, we brought in a lot of good players. We brought back a lot of good players, guys who have been around the league for a while and kind of know what it takes to win. I think the sky's the limit for this group. If we all, are able to, gel together and be able to play as a group, I think we shouldn't have anything less than a championship. And getting to the playoffs, winning in the playoffs and getting out of the East and then winning a championship. I think that should be our goal and how we should look at the season. It's all up for grabs.
I feel like you know this next question's coming. Like Lily might be listening, and so that's why you gave that answer. But let's do this. This is something we haven't done previously. But
wait, well, of course, championship. He still wants to win a championship. He's not saying that for Lily.
No. I'm saying Lily might be listening and be like, yeah, that's right. We're gonna say we're gonna win the championship. But anyway, next week, Coach Lily is gonna be joining us on the show. So. Is there a question that you, Danny V, would like us to ask Lily? Something maybe you don't know about him that you haven't felt like asking and you want to put it on us, then maybe we'll ask him next week.
I'm hoping this is an easy one and kind of just slide it in there. But I'm going to need to ask him, who does he think has the best beard on the team?
So who's in the running right now?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's in the running? Who else has a beard?
No one I can think of.
Okay, so you have an easy answer.
Yeah. But who knows? Maybe he sees different. I know some people have some scruff. I don't know. But we gotta see where his heart lies on that question.
I think we need to lead off with that question.
I think we do. I think that's going to be the first question.
Yeah.
And then, let Lily talk for half an hour about the best beards. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Let him do it.
Danny, this has been fantastic. We really appreciate you joining us. Obviously you guys have a preseason game tomorrow. Tell people, for those who don't follow you on social media, where can everybody follow you and keep up to date on what's going on with you?
Yeah, so I'm just Danny Vitiello. I think it's underscore. That's pretty plain and simple. If you type in my first and last name, you should be able to find me. But yeah, that's on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, follow me if you want.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you again, man. We really, really appreciate it. Best of luck.
A lot of fun, man.
Yeah, next week or this week, these upcoming weeks, and obviously as the season starts, man, it'll be great to be in the stadium, and you'll get to hear us for a change because nobody last season. So looking forward to it.
No, yeah, it's been my pleasure, guys. I was happy to be here and be able to talk to you guys. So
awesome. Thanks, man. Have a good night. Bye. That was awesome, man. That was so much fun.
That was a very, very, very enjoyable 30 minutes. It was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, I love talking to the players. We always end up having great conversations. And, we've said this time and time again that our big thing is that, players are people too. So, helping to somehow convey that. And I think talking to Danny both on and off air, he seems like a genuinely good dude. And I think that's one of the things that I missed last season, especially with COVID and the sporadicness of the season and all of that, just having these conversations and getting to talk to players, like, especially like after games, it's just none of that happened. So really excited.
Talking to a Golden Glove winner is pretty cool.
Talking to a Golden, somebody needs to get him an actual Golden Glove. So
it's criminal that he doesn't have it. Or I mean, he was very nice in saying no, the club should have it, but he needs to.
Yeah. So USL Championship, if you're not actually giving out Golden Gloves and Golden Boots, like, shame on you. But
yeah, you have some pull, right, Mike? You can.
Like a bronzer? Like, what do you think, I'm gonna like actually make one or what?
No. Like you have connections, and you can talk to enough people that eventually talk to USL reps to get Danny the.
We'll see. If I actually had those connections, I would try to make it happen. But that might be all the more reason for the Steel Army to come up with our own version and have a whole presentation for them. That could be fun this season. So
it'd be fun.
Just
shipping workout on the Steel Army.
Josh isn't here, so I'll just feel free to go ahead and do that. Yeah. But yeah, so thanks again to Danny. Ton of fun talking to him. Thank you to everybody who joined us live and submitted questions. This is going to be something I meant to say at the beginning of the show, but we're going to be doing it for the next few weeks. It feels like we mentioned, next week, Coach Lilly's going to join us. So come on in, stop by. You can watch it live. You can add your questions. We can put them up on the screen and have Lilly answer them right there. And we're just going to keep the good times rolling as this preseason keeps going. So we are still finalizing the time for next week. We know the past few episodes have been at 6:30, but we did put out a Twitter poll, and it sounds like the majority of you would appreciate it if it started a little bit later. So we'll see what works for Coach's schedule, and then from there on out, we might push it back a little bit to make it easier for everybody to watch, either on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook or on your TV, whatever it may be. But we appreciate you guys being there. We appreciate Danny being here and just having fun hanging out. So
appreciate you setting it up, Mike.
Okay, that's not what I was teeing it up for, but I think that's our show. So thanks again to Danny for stopping by. As a reminder, head to mongols.com and click on support the show to become a Patreon follower. This is your weekly reminder that Black Lives Matter. We're going to try something different here. I'm going to try to multitask while I do this. So we're going to say, hey, look, thanks to Roughneck Scarves, official scarf supplier to USL, MLS, and US Soccer. Get custom scarves for your group or team at roughneckscarves.com. Tired of the same old uniforms and cookie
Oh my gosh, this is like a professional show. Look at this.
Looking for your unique, completely custom kit for your youth club, Sunday league squad, adult, or even pro team? Icar FC can help you create the kit of your dreams at an affordable price. Let them help you design your new custom kit today at icarusfc.com. Looking for more great soccer news? Head over to bgn.fm, where we've got over 100 fans that are writing and podcasting about the beautiful game. Lots of great features that went up on the site this week. Go check them out at bgn.fm. Otherwise, thanks, everybody. We will talk to you very, very soon.
Ciao.